Hello everyone, welcome to Happy Unboxing NYC. My name is Alina and today I want to share you my final tutorial using the Bargain Bead Box for September 2021. And we're gonna make this adorable luxurious necklace. So guys, if you're ready to make it with me, let's get started. And for today's project, we need following items. We need our pendant. I really love it. I stored it for a while, but finally I came with decision for this. Okay. Also, we need our turquoise beads, and we need 6 of them. Also, we need outside the bargain bead box. Oh, sorry guys, still inside bargain bead box, we're gonna need the small charm. This is for our chain extension, and it's optional. If you don't want to use it, it's totally fine. So outside the bargain bead box, we need following things. We need our beading wire, and I'm using Beadalon. It's I guess. Next item that we're gonna use, it's a seed beads, and I'm using Miyuki 11 round seed beads, and the color is dark bronze. I ordered it in Amazon. I literally just put to my search a dark bronze Miyuki seed bead 11 and this is what I got. So we're gonna need like almost half of the tube. So the tube is 5. I guess it's a 5-inch tube. Yeah, so yeah, it's 24 gram, guys. Now if you will, yeah, it's 24 grams, so we need like half. We need 12 gram of seed beads, dark bronze. Next, what we gonna need, we need our 5 or 6 or 4 millimeter jump ring, whatever you use, whatever your preference. And if you don't need any chain extension, you need only 2. If you want to make extension, you can make as many as you wish. Next item that we're gonna need is 2 creams. I use my 2 millimeter bead creams in bronze tone. Also in bronze tone, I use my cream covers. As well as a wire protector, everything in a bronze tone. So next item that we will use for today's project is nylon thread, and this is for seed bead. This is, again, I just show you image. I just ordered it in Amazon recently, so this is what I use. And also we need a beading needle. You can use whatever you prefer, as long as your 11 seed beads go through. I guess I use my Beadalon beading needle. And I decided to make this tutorial divided in 2 parts. In part 1, I'm gonna show how to make these elements. If you understand what I'm talking about and know how to make it, you can skip my tutorial part 1 and go to tutorial part 2 when we will assemble the necklace. But if you really need to understand how to make these parts, so I will explain it in this tutorial. So we're gonna make these beading elements, and in my part 2, I will tell you the lengths, the exact measurements, and then we will just assemble our tutorial. So part 1, it's basically I'm just showing this type of stitch. So let's get started. I'm gonna cover my main elements, sorry guys, with this tray. And in this tray I decided to pick a bigger size of beads. It's even bead spacers, but they are big enough, and they are 2 colors. So in this case I will be able to explain you exactly how to make this pattern. So guys, you need your nylon thread, and make it not too long but not too short, so something that you will be comfortable with. When you will be done with your thread, I will show how to extend it, but don't make it too short, definitely. So you take your first bead. You can, if you're new, you definitely can try on something bigger before you will understand and be able to do it in a small 11/0 seeds. So you go with to your bead with your thread and you make a knot. This is my technique. I know many people do different techniques, but what I do with my seed beads, I just make a knot in the very first bead, no matter what I do, because first of all it keep it secured, secondly just comfortable to me. So I do a couple, you can make 2-3 knots. Make sure that your bead is secured, it's not going anywhere. Then you go with your needle through this first bead. All right, now your first bead is stringed, and you have to take 3 more beads. So our first row will be in the dark color. So we take 3 beads and just string them together with our first bead. So 1, 2, and 3. So now in our thread we have 4 beads. And I'm gonna make a circle. I'm gonna go to my very first bead, and I made my circle consisted of 4 beads. Unfortunately, I don't know how this technique to call in English. If somebody know, please give me a comment, because I know how to say it in Russian, but I'm not sure how it's in English. And I'm going with my thread through all 4 beads just to make my first row nicer and tighter. Okay, guys, now we're gonna go to second row. So we're gonna build up. We need 3 beads. I show in different colors so you would just understand what I'm doing. So I'm threading 3 beads to my needle. And it's gonna be 1 and 2 and 3. All right, and now I'm gonna make a circle with my already existing bead. And I'm just doing like this. I'm going through the first bead. Let me just show slowly to you. Okay, and this is what we have to have. And now I just want to make it again tighter and nicer. And I'm just going again through the whole my circle of my second row, and I'm coming back to my very first bead, and now I'm gonna work with my second bead on first row. I'm going with my needle through that bead. Now guys, in this row we already have, if you can see, 1 and 2 beads. So we have to add only 2, because every row consists of 4 beads. So we take 2 more beads and we just go with them through the needle like this. And now if we close our pattern, we can come back to our first bead, our bead of our first row. All right, so we have to have something like that. Now you can go again through the whole row just to make your work more neat. I usually prefer to do that, but you can definitely leave it in one row. I just like when it's tight. Okay guys, now we come back to our bead of our first row, and we go to third bead to this one, and we do the same. As you understand, again, we already have 2 beads, because it's gonna be like this. It's gonna be, it will go to that direction. So we need 2 more beads. We take our 2 more beads, and we just go like this. We string our 2 beads, and we have to close our row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I apologize for the noise. And again, you have to have like this. And again, I'm gonna just string everything together just to make it more neat. And I'm coming back here. So now we came to our last bead, and I'm gonna close my row. So how I'm gonna do it? Now I want you to see it. 1, 2, 3 beads. I need just 1 to finish that row. So I'm going with my beads towards already existing second bead, and I just need to add 1 more. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, and 4 that I'm just going to add. And I added my bead, and I just coming back, and I'm coming back to my first bead. All right, guys, so this is what we got. We got our first and second row. Let me just make my circle that I usually do, and okay, so now I'm coming back to up. So I'm going again through this bead, and I go with my thread to my second row. Now it's gonna be my bottom row, and I'm gonna build up to this row. So again, you see it's a little bit falling apart. I just want to go with my thread through the whole things. Just to make it more nicer and easier to work with. All right, guys, so okay, now I like what I have, and I have here again, if you see, my 4 beads. Now I'm gonna build up my third row. So now I need 3 beads because I have only 1. And I take my 1. Oops, sorry, it's ran away. So 1, I take my 2, and I take my 3 bead. All right, and now I need to come back to my first bead. I'm doing the circle, and I have my first 4 beads. So as I like to do, I already will not repeat myself, I will just do it. I just go with my thread to whole beads. All right, now I'm ready to come to my second bead. So I take my thread, I go to my second one, and I have already in this row 1 and 2. I need 2 more beads. So I take my 1, I take my 2, and now I'm gonna close them in a row. So I have my 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going through them and coming back to my bottom bead, and I gonna have my next stitch. All right, again I'm coming through all my beads to make it nicer. And I'm coming back to my first bead of my second row. Okay guys, now we're coming back to our third bead, and we go through this. And again, on our third bead, we're gonna need 2 more beads because we already have 1 and 2. So I'm taking my thread, I'm taking my beads, 1 and 2. So I'm going with my thread, with my needle to the bead, and I'm adding my bead. Okay. And this is my pattern. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just closing it. And this is what I got. So guys, this is how we make our beading pattern. When you feel comfortable doing it on a big beads, if you're newer beader, so then you can come down to 11/0 beads and do the same thing with 11/0. When you're comfortable with this, I will see you in my second part of tutorial, where I will let you know what length of beading patterns it should be. We're gonna make with you this one. I mean, I will just tell you for sure what the length of each part it should be, and we will assemble our beautiful necklace. So see you in part 2. Bye bye.